Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome to Bookmap. Let me make sure we're running here on Bookmap, which we should be, but I just like to double check. There we am. All right, shout out to everybody here, and we should be good on Discord too as well. I set up the room earlier than normal. I always typo, right? I'll be live at 1 p.m. All right, let's get it in. Let's talk about it. If you were just with me, it was the 5-minute chart. We were battling the 200 SMA. All right. The whole trade was could we stay above the 200? It looks like we really may just be getting a jump here. So I'm a 200 SMA trader and a stochastics RSI guy, right? Here's all my crazy, what I had going on. I was making some extra lines I didn't need to be making. Hold on, I kind of need to kick in high gear right now. So this still looks like a bullish trade to me. The trend line's intact, right? To me, it looks more like an ascending triangle here. And we keep seeing, we held that 200. Like, we almost lost it, but we held it on the 5. If we can keep staying above that, and the Stokes reset again, bang, we can get a nice pump to the upside. I don't want to take everything away, but let me just start to kind of rework what I'm doing. So if you were just on the live with me, we found this pennant. We played it to the upside. Perfect. Okay. Get rid of the moving averages when I'm doing this. What is this line? Don't need it. We don't need this pennant anymore. It happened. We don't need the cup anymore. It happened. But the cup and handle, you see it? Cup with the handle, boom. Money printer, really. Like, if you're also a follow master friend, like, that's the same. We both didn't know it. We were both, the strategies kind of came together, but we were like doing similar things with different styles. But that's how we were able to reveal the algorithm to each other, because we could see, oh my God, you do that too? We're like, oh my gosh, So look, the fact that the pump happens is once you reclaim a 200 SMA, I don't know why, but it just like creates a pump immediately. I'm not getting the, yeah. And so boom, right? I wanted to get right back in the trade when I saw that. That gave me like, wow, that's interesting, right? It's kind of a cup with a handle, but it's what I call an ascending cup and handle, like things that a lot of people won't like really say. So now look, you have a resistance and you retested too. So previous resistance, that's an SR flip. Now this candle closes above the 200 SMA. There's a good chance, there's a bigger move coming. So, and then here I am sitting here with the same trade on, right? Bang. So this is going to push me to take this trade. I just sold the last one for gains. I did take it for gains. I decided, hey, why not? It's the same trade that I just made. Look, it's the exact same trade. I took it here. I just got out at the top, right? So what do I want to risk is the question. And what I risk is kind of what I've been through, right? So position history, 190, 137, 1367, one lost 129. So we're doing good today, right? Today we've won 1, 2, 3 since yesterday really. Won 5 out of 6 trades. Was in like a 3-trade losing streak before that. I was, Won 5 out of the last 6. Beautiful. Climbing back up to 5K. Got to turn the 5K to 7,000. That's the plan. Did get it down to 45, but we came back up strong, And so now when I'm looking at this closely and honestly, I wasn't as focused as I should have been for a few days. That's just what happens. I'll be honest, at the end of the day. Got to always be disciplined. The key is to know that you can fall back into your discipline too, though, no matter what, I did pull my leg too. I made some stupid trades while I was in pain, but it's okay. It's okay. There's no excuses. Like, I could lose this trade too. You never know. All right. There's some risk involved all the time. Now, see, if we just keep losing the 200, it's not going to make me want to be in the trade. I want like conclusive evidence that we're going to stay above this. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. And this is, to me, is a rising wedge. Means it could come up and it will break down right to where it began, which is 38,450. Unless, we can get above some key levels of support or resistance. That's what I like to do, is just MOVR looks interesting to me. And so we look at Bookmap, and Bookmap just continuously has the orders to the downside. And it says that it's not done eating, and it wants to bring us to 36.8 even, right? Which is a new order we've seen. However, we bounced up today with no real, it didn't give us a lot of liquidity above us, right? It didn't give us any real, so today Bookmap it's really just staying with a lot of liquidity below us. There's just a lot of orders below us, and there's just no orders above it. You can see it's very, very small. 40,005, we have a little bit. So we could get pushed up to 40,000, 40,500. That looks highly probable, but that's about it. So I'll pick any chart like Bitcoin on KuCoin, and I'll delete everything. Even the moving, a couple of charts I like to keep super clean, just no moving averages almost, and we're stuck. We lost the key support. You're likely to drop and eventually close a candle at 37.8, 38,000. It's just likely. Look at it. I mean, once you lose this support, you come down there. Now, if we bounce, fine. There's a chance, right? And anything can happen. I'm trying to think if you took it from this impulse right here, like that candle. My buddy would take it from this candle. Give me the 886. I'd take it from this wick there. That's how I take my fibs. And it's basically almost a 786 retracement. If you use candle bodies, it's the 786 retracement, which is interesting. Or if you use this, even that, if you use that in, because that technically could be the beginning, you're at a 786. And there is this very elongated hidden bullish. That swings up while that swings down. And that tells you the trend should continue to the upside. But we would just have to get some major, it would have to be, I feel like it would be something like this. We'd bounce back up and we consolidate for a while into the halving. And then when the halving comes, we would erupt. This would be beautiful. This would make the most sense. If we just continue to tank down, it would feel so manipulated. If we just kind of went sideways and nothing really, and slowly gained more momentum as people bought in, and then we went up to 69 to the all-time high. And that says we could hit the all-time high by August. Beautiful, right? That would be a bull run, and we'd all be in the money. Things would go well. Then obviously some type of pullback, maybe at the all-time high, back to 59, and then we get enough punch to get through, and we find our new, we get into price discovery, which is almost as scary as dumps because you just don't know when it could end, for Bitcoin. So I just missed a nice long entry, and I'm going back to that 5, and I want to see, so we are closing above, and we're consolidating. And what I'm seeing is this. See, I'm seeing kind of a bull pennant. And as the moving averages are getting close, you see that? It tells me there's a push coming. And when the Stokes are low, I like what I'm seeing there. The 7-minute, not the best. The 15 minutes overbought, right? Not at the best place. So the 5-minute be worth a scale. But I have seen the 15-minute just continue to get thrust up to its 200 SMA even when it's overbought. It gets what's called pinned. The 1 hour is done great today. For 4 hours, it's pumped, right? But it's getting also pretty extended. I'm looking for this to be a shoulder, a head, and a possible right shoulder too. So it doesn't have to be a huge. To me, it's looking like a Monday, not a false move Monday, but or not even like a Monday, but it's looking kind of like a Wednesday, a Thursday. The volume seems to be slow. The market doesn't, the sentiment's a little interesting than normal. And again, this is, messy because you have all this other stuff going on. The 4 hour still is, the 4 hour actually has bullish div. Whenever the 4 hour is bullish div, I trust in that. So that swing up, that swings down. It tells me that you're going at least back to this resistance. So the 4 hour says that 40,800 is coming based off this divergence. However, you will have to get above the previous resistance on the 4 hour, which is 39,974. So the 4 hour says more is coming, and it could pin all the other time frames, really. So to me, the 4 hour looks bullish. But look, bounce resistance. You must get above here. So if you can't see that resistance really is those, 39,561. So you got, I would say, let's close a 4-hour candle above 39,750. That gets you above this resistance for starters. And then you can go for your next one, which is 39,930. So if you basically end the day above 40K, you broke above two resistances, you have way more hope. But those two have to be broken to be bullish. Like, you can't. And the 1 hour is looking a little overbought. So do I want to make the trade here on the it gets back to the idea, right? So after all my assessment, do I want to make the trade for Bitcoin here, right? After all my assessment. That's the question. Okay. This is le cuestiones. I like the pattern alone looks good. Being above the 200 SMA also is a great sign. The 5-minute staying above it looks good for a scalp. You know, it all looks pretty interesting to me. Like, we could get a move. But I'm just getting indecision in the market. Like, the market's not amazing. I'm not getting, like, awesome confirmation. Shoulder, look, head, possible right shoulder there. Resistance. So it's high risk if I take the trade, in my humble opinion. 3-to-1 risk ratio with a pretty deep stop. But my stop doesn't even need to be that deep. Right? I could see the 15-minute extend its way up, but I also look shoulder head. I wouldn't be surprised if we came up to right here, and then that's when we kind of made the right shoulder. Go straight up. It's kind of a weird pattern. You know, if we make the right shoulder, it makes a lot more sense. So that's like a bullish idea, but that doesn't go with my thesis of my short of my scalp right now. It's an antithesis. And now I'm just dissecting the smaller time frames. See if it's worth it. I'm also happy with the day, so like I don't have to push it. But you can always add another trade. If the trade was a lot easier to take, I would have entered it by now. That's another thing. It's a good thing to say that to yourself. Like, a lot of days you'll see me and I'm like, oh, I'm in. Boom. It's taking me so long to make it. Maybe it's telling me I should probably and either you take the trade or you don't at one point. Building a bunch of ideas that make sense. I do like this resistance became support there. There's an SR flip. I could take the trade alone on that idea. Low stochastics on that 15-minute, not agreeable, but I could see us flush to the... I have seen this happen. Tight moving average, we flush up. Because of this gap here, and because we already broke this high volume node, and I see a node here, I'm going to take the trade. That's why I'm going to take the trade based on the VRVP. High volume node, we're at a node here. We're flushed above it. The 5-minute is staying above its 200. Twice, it looks like it can do it. The Stokes have momentum. That will give us a bigger push. So I will enter the trade. But I'll risk one. Is that really the risk-reward ratio is pretty... It's a 4-to-1. I don't wonder why I'm getting this here. Oh, yeah, because I changed this to 3 to... Look at that, 77.7. I never did that, too. Why is there triple sevens there? It's always around whenever I'm doing it. It's so weird. I find it real weird. So we're just $100 for 390. I'll take that trade all day long, okay? If I come back and I'm down $100, my day will be completely fine. If I come back up $500, I'll be like, it'll be awesome. So I'm either going to have a regular day or a great day, but I'm definitely not going to be pissed. You see what I'm saying? Now, we look at Bookmap. It has a little more liquidity above us. It's not giving us a lot of information in the smaller time frame. But we got this 39.6 right here we're about to hit. At least for now, for starters. And we got this 780 line, and we got some up 39. We got some liquidity above us. There's that 40,050. And that's really the closest, biggest order we could get right there. So we go from there, you know. Do we get something bigger than that? All the liquidity is below us. And lo and behold, look, we got a little bit of a move the second we entered the trade. Isn't that dandy? How do you make $20 in 2 seconds, right? That's the fastest $20 I've seen in a long time, right? Now, again, I'm not going to brag. It's just $20. But it's nice to win a trade, you know, and I like to show you guys that, you know, for now the method works. Like, you know, I could close that trade, call it a day. We could move on to the next trade, right? Look at the volatility coming in now. Massive short squeeze. Wow, look at that. Did anyone just jump on in there and make a massive percent gain? Look at that. Bookmap showing us, and these would be liquidations we'd be watching right now. Excellent liquidations, right? So this is how you use short liquidations too to your advantage. Now, if we were watching liquidations, I would love if this indicator, we could show them the liquidations like we used to. It was amazing. But right now, you'd be watching the accounts and the amount they were getting liquidated by. And then you can watch accumulative volume delta too, right? Which is at you know, wow, that's pretty interesting. It's at 5,000. So when that gets too high, you're at a level, around 8,000 to me, it's a pretty high level, right? High risk scalp, and you can see price action's moving pretty violently today. But again, as long as we stay above the 200 SMA and the 5, and now when the 21 crosses, even better chance I'm going to get a bigger move. Stokes could play a big role here. We could continue to the upside. So far, the trade is going well. All right. Let me pop into the chat. I didn't get a chance to. How's everybody doing in the chat? How you all doing? Woman looks great right now. Dear Bookmap, please use vector candles. What's up, Lifer? Where you are, I go. Jamal, love you, man. Orange juice for all. He never brags. Cough. Sammy, the Bitcoin surgeon technician. Let's go. I did woohoo. Risk it for the biscuit. Exactly. Yep. Questionable judgment. Stop spamming caps. Oh, yeah, funny. Sam is in fire 2 in a row. Let's go. So grateful for part 2 of Sammy. Now, all Bitcoin live analysis YouTubers say they will be back shortly. That's funny. I don't know what he means by that. The Stokes look smoked in all the small time frames. Smoked is in overbought or oversold. See, I don't know what you're saying. How do you set alerts the way you do? I can't figure it out. Cheers, Sammy. Very simple. I hit Alt-V and create a blue line. I right-click the blue line and hit add an alert. Simple as I attempt to do things as simple as possible. Simple as humanly possible, because I like simple. Simple works for me. Okay. Welcome to the live. Appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you all. I spot divergence as fast as anyone else in the business. Who is this? Mark Dutch. I'm so confused, man. Anyway. Yeah. This guy, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. Can I just get rid of that dude? I wish I could. Okay, love you, Lever. All right, I never know, man. So many people have taken shots at me in my life, especially when I'm on a different channel. It's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, I just don't. I don't get it. So, could Bitcoin save the day? Could the 2-day chart reverse price action here? And could this falling wedge break back out? And could we begin to liquidate the shorts on a mass level? Okay, I've been trying to figure that out for months. Cheers, anytime, man. So, this is what we're looking at. This is my hypotheses here. That's, otherwise we're dropping lower to lower prices and we're breaking to those other places and we're coming down to 31.5, 31.8, right? But there's a chance the 786 bounce comes into play here. We are at the 786. We do have a hidden bullish divergence on the 2-day chart. Swing up to swing up. Well, that swings down. I do, even though we have 2 heads on that and it's a little weird, I do see it as hidden bullish divergence. All right. Ooh, took a L. I didn't see. I'll be honest. Trading today is sketchy. There's like a sketchiness to it. You know, it doesn't look amazing. Ooh, taking a more of an L. And look, we're probably losing the 200 on the 5 minute now. Yeah, the second that happened, and look, that's a beautiful M. That's like you going lower. You see that? And you have a rising wedge dropping. So I would bail out. Let me see. Looks like cat ears, double top. Just got so many patterns. We're in the bigger pattern. There's your rising wedge. I'm not a fan of the trade. I flash close at 36. I don't want to do. That's a. What I could do is you could just raise the stop right there. All right. That way now, no matter what, I can only lose like $37. See? Even go up a little more. That's my favorite way to exit a trade. Everyone's like, I like to move the stop because that's my limit order technically, right? So if it hits, it's a limit out. Shouldn't be a lot. I go pick up my daughter and some pizza after end of this. So then it's like, I don't always want to, I don't like to leverage trade when I can't be at the computer. It's a battle right now for the stop. Come on, there you go. That's an M. That's like the dump. Short to the, now you short back to the 200 SMA. Right? I mean, the odds are that's going to move down. Now I switch short. I'm pretty exhausted from trading for basically 2 hours straight on my live. Remember, I was in trade basically for most of the stream. And I was in a trade last night when I went to bed, woke up, sold it. So, my mind's been in a trade for the last 24 hours. Mark, I'm using Pine to blend Tino and Frankie and Sam into an indicator suite. Yeah, so far, you're going to learn from Bookmap for sure. You're fine. The sad thing is you'll never really put me into an indicator suite, man. It just doesn't. You got to be able to become the indicator yourself, We did it. We put everything I did into an indicator. It works great. It's cool. But, you still never get the lessons that are taught. You don't become the trader that I become. Using my indicator won't let you become me because I didn't become me using an indicator, right? I became me doing what I do with the chart. So, you'd rather be, you want to become the indicator, Yeah, you want to become the indicator, 100%. I mean, I get what you're saying, though. Once you understand things, there could be some quick ways to add what you're looking for all the time so you don't have to spend as much time. Let the computer do the work. I don't see any reason why not, right? I always dream one day when I finally leave YouTube and ride off, I'll probably sell an indicator because that would be my last thing. I'll just kind of and I'll pop in and out, but it'll be, because I won't be able to be here every day to teach. So I'll be like, all right, at least they can have the virtual version of me. The AI lifer, yeah. I just had a restart. I wanted to restart Bookmap there. If ever Bookmap gets clunky or something happens, just give it a quick restart. Depends on if you're using a lot of your computer too. I'm streaming, TradingView. Discord takes up a lot of your computer. If you're running Discord at the same time and you don't need it, you want to run Bookmap alone if you can. So there we started to drop. I would have lost more money, right? As I, duly noted. So that's how the charts do. The charts can help you just cut off a trade before it gets worse. That's my best thing, A lot of $30, $50 losses instead of $500, $700 losses, So you can see my trading portfolio, see like 90 win, 50 win, 30 loss, 40 win. And then you see like 380 win, like 120 loss. Like see more bigger wins and smaller losses, right? And you'll see I'll win 5 out of 6 trades there. You know, probably over out of 10, out of the last 13, I've won like 7, right? But still profitable, right? Since when do you do these Bookmap streams? I've been doing these Bookmap streams for probably 6 months, 7 months, maybe almost a year, honestly. It's been a while. Yeah, every Tuesday from 1 to 2, you catch me live on Bookmap. It's a good speed. The bubbles are volumes. Yes, exactly. Yep. A lot of selling is a big red bubble. A lot of buying is a big green bubble. Exactly. I don't see the liquidity to get us to the upside. Like Bookmap would usually show us a bunch of red, and we just don't see it. It's all still down here, still calling us to the downside, right? Bitcoin M pattern on the 5-minute. Yeah, that's what we were looking at. But we are kind of holding this now and slightly consolidating. The key is if the 5-minute can stay above its 200 SMA. That's what we're looking for. That's the sauce. If you can stay above this 200 SMA and consolidate, then, you know, the trade's still possibly on here. You see? The fact that the 21 wants to cross tells me that we're going to pump. Because usually when, you know, the 21 will front run that idea, boom. But it is an M pattern that should break to the downside, right? You know, I know I'm giving you 2 different. Now that's why I love the 5-minute. In the next 20 minutes, we will have 4 candles, and we'll be able to get a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. Why does TradingView MEXC perp on TradingView Stokes and SMA not match the MEXC live chart? Is that true? Maybe your settings aren't the same, you know? Like, is that, I'd have to verify if that's true. Let's take a look at like the 5-minute. 5-minute, 3 red candles touching right there. 5-minute, 3 red candles touching, just turned green. Just turned green. We can pull this out. Looks pretty matched to me. I don't know, right? Seem like they're moving together. So that almost makes me want to re-enter the trade again and just let it sit. Those tight moving averages telling a story. Boom. A big move. That's me holding price at 39,420. I know, right? Stop. Yeah, so Bookmap really just showing us lower. Oh, we just got this lighter order in 40,000, giving us a little bit of hope that we could get a push up now. We got some yellow in the book. We didn't have as much yellow before. How to get this set up? Everyone wants their setup correct. The first thing you do is you go to connections. You go to configure. And here you won't have. You'll hit add a connection. Bang, right? Or actually, first set it up. So you go here. You'll hit, what do you want? Binance Futures, blah, blah, blah. I like Bookmap Data. All right? Bookmap Data will combine as much as it can for you in the futures. It'll give you just as much as you can across as many exchanges as it can give you. So I hit Bookmap Data and then hit add connection, and then you'll have Bookmap Data here. Nice, neat. All right? Now, and then you'll say, okay. Boom. So let's go through that again. You go to connections, you go to configure. You'll find it here, like Binance US. Boom. You'd hit add a connection. All right? It would add it here. And then you would hit OK. You then hit the plus sign, when you go to platform, you would have that connection because you would configured it and you'd hit it. All right. And then you'd figure, what do you want? Exchange. I like the multi-book exchange because that's what you get on Bookmap. If not, you would get, Binance US. You pick your coin. Like here, we pick BTC, obviously, right? And you could type in Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure. And it gives you Binance Futures, Bybit, and OKX. You can hit that, all right? And then it'll give you historical data, blah, 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 advanced options, and subscribe. And then your ticker size, too. You can pick, it'll show your ticker size, like how much you want. Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, advanced. Symbol, booklet, perp. You would subscribe. But then there's also where you can set your ticker. Yeah, price per display, and you can set your ticks. 2 ticks, 1 ticks, 10 ticks. All right, minimal spaces. All right. Mark Dutch, are you the same Mark Dutch from Tino Streams? Probably. 7-minute got rejected by the 200 SMA. It did, right? Yeah, and then look, we're falling to the downside on the 32nd. Yeah, now we're losing the 200. Now the rising wedge is breaking down. Yeah, it's a wrap. I'm done for the day. Like, I already had such a good morning. I said I wasn't going to trade anymore, so I'm stopping to break my rules. I'm just going to call it a day. Before I lose any more, I'll lose $50, right? 30 and 20. That's a beautiful M, likely to dump to the downside. I don't feel like shorting it right now. I've been shorts all night long, right? It's funny. And that's another thing. Don't trade just because you have to. Like, I go live all the time, so it forces me to open trades. But don't force trades if you don't feel it, right? Fell through the cloud for like the 10th time today. No, I took that with you. Mark Dutch, you the same Mark Dutch from, Bitcoin down. I closed my, 7-minute, got rejected. And look, now that you close the candle below the 200 SMA, now you go the other way. Open up a stop here. Take the short. That is an M. That M should break us down here. And at the end of the day, if we are using Bookmap correctly, it's telling us that we're going lower. So we're just looking for we're looking for short entries because there's so much more liquidity below us to help fill our bags. So it's going to be so much easier to short the market than to long. It says Bookmap. It says we have more liquidity below us than. And then this can be a rising wedge that's breaking to the downside like we were showing you, and so expect to move back down to 39.8. So we can kind of flip now. Now we flip short because you're below the 200. Stop loss here. Take this to the remaining target, right? It almost looks too good to be true. Like, oh man, that's going to short nicely. And get rid of this for now. And then you got this rising wedge with a bull trap there. Only a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. We'd have to go all the way to the beginning of the rising wedge, which does happen many times. But for this to be a plausible trade. Now it's a 379 risk reward ratio, right? How about above here, right? 39,700. Now you're below the 200 SMA. Look, that thing could go even lower, right? You're below the 200 SMA. Now, you didn't hold that. You had to have held that. You can't hold it, right? I mean, you got the M pattern now. We didn't have that before when we started this. So you got to be able to think on your feet. Things change. And again, today is feeling like a false move Monday. There's kind of like a weird, like low volumes, funny moves in the market. Sam, tell us the SMA versus I've never used a DEMA or a TEMA. I don't know what they are. Yeah. I don't know what the DEMA or the T. I don't know what they are. Yeah. I know what an EMA is, but I don't know what those are. Yeah. I don't know everything, and I choose not to know everything. If I knew everything, I wouldn't be as good of a trader as I am, because I would be filled with too much and I wouldn't be able to center my knowledge, right? So the key is to focus and discipline. Lack of focus and discipline is someone who chases all over the place, right? You don't want to be like that. You want to be able to kind of have a centered formation of thought, or at least of your system, all right? Like the best people, I studied some of the smartest people in the world, and what quotes people told me about them were they knew what they didn't need to know, which was interesting, right? Like, or the most successful people, really, too. Maybe not the smartest, because some of the smartest people aren't the most successful, and some of the most successful aren't the smartest. But the most successful people knew what they didn't need to know. Yeah. I think being successful is far more rewarding than being smart. Right? Usually they go hand in hand, and some people would say a successful person must be smart. I don't know. It all depends on you know. Some successful people are just, you know, they're just really, really hardworking and stubborn, right? So you're likely to dump now. You lost the 200 concisively, right? Twice now. You made a beautiful M, and you're losing. I mean, it's very likely this drops to the downside. Very likely. Took me a second. They tricked me a bit here and there. I figured out. I found my way. There was a second we could have pumped. It was looking nice. But rising wedges break to the downside 68% of the time. You flip this upside down, and that's what you're seeing, right? Would this flip upside down? Yeah, so that's like trading a falling wedge right up, bouncing off above the 200 SMA. I mean, with a double bottom. Even look, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You know, it's kind of an inverted head and shoulder. It's a head and shoulder there, too. I didn't even see. And there you are. Now you're in the money in the short already, right? Success is more attitude than aptitude. Interesting, yeah. Already up 5% on the short you called. Hey, you did it, man. You called it. You got in yourself, all right? And there it goes. And we should get this move now further to the downside. And there's just no liquidity above us to help us. The big, you know, this says 38.5. You know, there's nothing else until we get there. And is that the end? Is that where does this bring us to? 38.5, right? That's the beginning of the falling wedge. So this says we should just make a nasty drop down now. All aboard. And look, once previous resistance, once you lose that, you're dropping down to the next resistance at 39. And then once you lose that, and then there we go. If you think you know, you don't know. Yeah, you never think anything in trading. You just go with what the charts tell you. Okay. Is 37K still happening? I'd hope so. You know, if I can get some cheaper BTC, yes. A slow fall of the tiny candles, trader's nightmare. Yep. And the market's acting pretty unruly today, so, right? Thank you, Dan, for all the help, man, from Bookmap. We love you, and we appreciate you, brother. And we thank you to always be here with the lifers and always holding us down. Super nice of you, man. So thank you so much. You're the man, Sam. Live, laugh, and love. Thank you. In trading, doesn't have to be a nightmare. Just do what the charts tell you to do. Exactly. Since I met Sammy, I ran away from people who say I think more than 5 times. Since I met Sammy, I run away from people who say I think more than 5 times in 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The second they're like, I think, you're like, oh, done. I'm done. This ain't going to get me nowhere. These are emotions talking, you know. The stream is growing strong. Shout out to Bookmap. Shout out to Bookmap, man. Amen. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, 150 people watching. Dude, that may be a record on the Bookmap stream. Awesome. Well, last week we did pull out a pretty nice trade, right? So I think that's kind of what it's all about, right? You can tell a lot about a trader by the words he uses. Yeah, exactly. you can tell a lot about a person by the words they use. If they believe in themselves, if they really think success is achievable, and what levels of success they think they can achieve. Like, you know, like they can cap them. Their language will cap them, you know. Like, I'll look at somebody, I believe I could become a billionaire, and they'll look at me like, you know. I said it to one person I just met like a year ago, and he's like, I think you could. And like when he said it, I believed him. Like, I could tell that person believed it was possible, right? So, Bookmap plus the lifer equals greater trades. Sam, you can be proud. I'm seeing you grow a lot these last few months, man. Thank you, Jan Leonards. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. How long can Bitcoin go from here? Should be 1,000 people watching. Hardest working man in crypto. God bless, brother. Shout out to Cryptoholic Love. We love you. I searched for you on Bookmap. I'm glad you posted the link. Thanks, man. How low can Bitcoin go from here? You know, I mean, you never know. I went to the bigger time frames. Like, this is your best bet to look at it on like a big time frame like so. Oh, yeah, so back to the bigger idea here. Good question. So our bullish scenario is we do get a bounce off the 786. We go sideways, and we take ourselves into a nice sideways ascending triangle. Wouldn't that be amazing, right? It would almost be too easy. I expect max pain because that would hurt the most, right? And usually what hurts the most is what happens. It's sad to say. We are in a pretty good bullish time right now. All about the moving averages to me. You know, I slap on the 5-day. As long as we don't lose the 5-day 200 SMA, we're good. And then I find, like, what's the closest 200 SMA of significance? It's the 12-hour, and we're toying with it right now. We end up closing a candle below it, we're likely going to go way lower and have to come to the daily 200 SMA, which is waiting for us at 34,000. Again, we'll have to break through 37.9. Again, I did find this pretty strange, but even here on the daily, that's a downtrend, and this is a bit of an uptrend, and we have ourselves some hidden bullish divergence on the daily time frame. You know. Some say this is the falling wedge that we broke out of, broke back inside of, or you could say we're still, either one. We're in a falling wedge. It looks violent and sharper like it wants to be. Those usually drop further down, right? And look at the short playing out like a champ. Who's making gains now? And again, there was your entry. You can bring the stop now to here, which would shave some of the risk by half, which I like to do. Once I've gained a little edge on my trade, I like to take that edge and either cut it in half or take that edge back the whole percentage. So if I'm up 10%, say I'm in a trade, I'm going for 40%, and I go up 5, I usually like to bring my stop back down 2.5, So yes, sir, up 10%. Now you're in the money. Who's in the money now? All right. We're all here for you, Sam. Best energy in the game. Yo, God bless everybody, man. 140. Yo, we have so many people here today. We're blowing up Bookmap, man. Let's make this the best Bookmap stream ever. I'm giving a free live short trade here. I was long, and then I switched short. I didn't stick to I didn't stick to my opinion. I wasn't. Demo trade, people. Get familiar with it. Push yourself. I like what he just said, and he's 100%. Everyone here, if you're in an account here, look, you can go up. CUST right here. You can see this demo trading. Hit demo trade, and you can open up trades on a demo account. All right. Been short since 39,454. Love it. Join the 99 best TA education on the market. Yo, bro, that wasn't cool. That switch cost me. Wow. That wasn't cool. So you took someone else's trade and blamed them. That's not cool, man. That's not the lifer way. You didn't take responsibility for yourself, and then you went on to blame someone else publicly. Not a good look for your own portfolio or for yourself. You know what I mean? You got to take responsibility for yourself. 100%. 100%, right? I'm not there with my hand cozily over your hand. I'm not coaxing you, right? Boom, 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 right? Right. Don't get bought. Good afternoon. Hunches. He likes his handheld. Apparently. Well, I mean, this is the closest you can get to it. And again, why am I shorting Why was I so indecisive? I wasn't. I'm long above a 200 SMA. I'm short below it. You can get close with it if you make the right pattern, but the pattern broke. And then the bigger pattern took over here. And now we lost trend. You can see clearly, if I try to bring this in, I have to kind of start to play games and I lose an angle. Trends are made in certain angles. You'll get to know them pretty nicely, right? So 39,300 breaks, and you're looking for your next stop down here at 39,000 even. Again, the stop loss isn't too deep now. The trade's actually a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio at the moment that we're in it. You're a great man of integrity. Thank you, brother. Shout out to you, Kane Rashad. Kenyan Rashad, did I say that right? Or Keenan. It might be Keen Rashad. How would I say that? Yeah. All jokes, man, have to be able to flip. Try out the 200 SMA on the small time frames. Crazy how well it works. It is nuts. Sam never tells anyone to take a trade. It's our choice always. Koala man. Amen. Sam, are we on the backside of a large downtrending M formation on the one-day chart? Target back to the 800 EMA on the daily? Yes, I believe so, Zoltan. Yes. I would agree with that statement. I don't even have to look at it because I just did the math of the 800, 200, flipped it, dipped it, and saw it in my mind. But yeah. And now look, previous resistance becomes support. So you see people that are buying in here believing that they could get, and they're putting stops here. What we need is more people to have stops down here and enough people to continue their short barrage to eat through this. People that are trying to, once we break through this, we're going to make a nice drop down pretty nicely. And you're going to see us probably likely come down to that 39.77 area. Not too, it should be pretty fast. 39.160 even. Trades are like shooting a basketball, practice, but even the best miss shots. All the time, man. Oh, yeah. The key is just to be consistent. I mean, now that's a beautiful M. You could even say the M neckline is somewhat there. And even that has a measured move to the downside. Come on, baby. Let's run the clinic and get it to the downside. There we go. There we go. And now you're in the money. Congratulations, everybody. There you have it. And there you have it. Nice move to the downside for Bitcoin. So I don't like shorting Bitcoin, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Now, if you want to get really into the nitty gritty, you can get into the one now and see, like, if we lose the 1 minute 200 SMA, we're going to go even further down. That's going to be even better confirmation of a drop. So now, we want to see this. We want to see this play out now on the 1 minute, and that'll tell us we're going to hit our target. Get the 1 second to see a bear flag. Look, that's losing the 200 SMA too on the 1 second chart and been trending down the whole time. This is where I would swoop in at this point, right? And I would shave a little more off my stop if I was live trading. If not, I leave it where it's at. Now there's just very little risk. It's a 10-to-1 risk reward ratio. I even would take profits here personally. On that drop to 250, I would have taken most of my money out. That's the type of lev trader I am because that's a beautiful move. And today seems sketchy and up and down. And I would get my money in and out as soon as I could. All right. Sam's the man. I learned so much from this man. Thanks, Sammy. Sniper Paul, we love it. Which platform did you use to trade? I'm using MEXC. If you want to jump into MEXC, the link is below all my other videos. All right. Jump on it. You go to my Twitter too. I may have a link to it out there on Twitter. But yeah, check it out. MEXC, man. And so now I begin to build a flag. Okay? You're a little far from the 21. You're likely coming back. something's brewing, like I start to build flags, something like this. And if the flag's going to, and then we can get the move further down. Then once you lose the 3-minute 200 SMA, you're going to go even lower. And that's going to tell you can probably add to the trade. So once you get here and you close ones below that, then I would add to the short to even go lower. Okay? So now we're flagging out to make sure that we're in a continuation pattern. It could go be an uptrend flag. I personally like these the most because they're like rising wedges and flags, and that's how I would take profit on that dip down and begin to rebuild a new trade, right? I'm like a skeptical trader. Like, I like to get in and out. Just made $270, man. Thank you. Take your profits, please, people. Take profits. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but, in and out, in and out. Don't make every trade a dream. Make every trade a green. Hey, there you go, right? I don't care if it's $5, $10. Just make it a green or cut off a bigger loss. Like, don't dream. Every time I dream, oh, this is the one, it's usually the bigger, when you get pounded, Stop dreaming. 90% out, 235. Thanks, bro. Top G. Amazing. 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 And we just give you guys simple ways to trade. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of people teach you that this doesn't work. You're like retail traders. It's just not true. The only thing that I can tell you that is true is if you stay consistent at anything in trading, you will be profitable. Just stay consistent. Don't give up. Keep doing the same things over and over again. The only issue with that is you do. I should have you in my pocket. God bless. You do. I'm on your phone right now, right? You can put your phone in your pocket. So technically, I am in your pocket. Here's the deal. And if you join my Discord for $99 a month, then I'll be in your pocket all the time. So jump on into my Discord, everybody. Get the education you deserve. 99 Trading Group. Take the first step. I can't wait to see you there. It'll blow your mind. Okay? Is she coming, babe? With me? Okay. See how nice I am? I want to double check. Yeah, we're getting towards the end here. Okay, my love. I get, yeah, it's a little early, but I guess it doesn't matter. Still holding a pretty nice gain, considering I'd be 30x leverage when I'm in this, right? So, bang, right? That would be a 9% gain for me, because at 10x leverage, I'd be at 3%. It's crazy how much we can make out of a 0.3% move, right? On Bookie, I've used the ETF tool for the ETFs of DX feed. Have it on the side load. That's interesting. No, but it's probably the same, like, I do have DX feed, though. Where is it? What's the ticker? Do you know the ticker? Have it on side load. Yeah, Hunches, do you know the ticker that I need to find it on? If you can find the ticker, I can find it. Profit taken, stop loss moved up. Thank you. Please trade responsibly, everybody. None of this, gung-ho, guerrilla trading nonsense. All in. No one's getting liquidated in my trading group. We don't do that. We don't do liquidations here. There's too much knowledge for you to get liquidated, number one. Okay? Just too much knowledge. You can see it's not, you don't have to get liquidated. There's no reason to get liquidated. Every trade should have a stop. Every trade should be thought out, right? At this point now, at that 247 now, look, now the stop's getting brought to break even. Now you can't lose this trade, okay? Now you can't even lose the trade. It's protected. Maybe even 50% comes off the table at this point. And now you're double. You've taken profit and you can't lose. This is how I go at it. But it takes time, discipline. Like, this takes a lot of thought and discipline. You have to sit here at the computer the whole time. You had to think through the trade. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a book. You know, you can trade with a book. You know, you kind of like, you got to be present at the desk, though. For me personally, when I'm grinding out a trade like this, I got to be there. It's work, you know. Not every time. I mean, I guess we could have said it and forget it. There's a chance it would have just played out no matter what. But, you know, if I'm trading volatility, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock volatility, right? And there you go. Now you're definitely in the money. Like, you can't complain about this trade at all right now. No stop got hit. We proved it. Because everyone's like, my stop always gets hit. It's just not true. Like, you don't trade enough then. You don't use enough stops. My stops rarely get hit. It's like, you know, I usually cut my trades off, you know. Most of my losses, like you saw me, I didn't even get stopped out, right? I cut my trade off. But look, I would have lost a lot more. I knew when it was time to get it. I knew when I was wrong and it was time to cut my losses so they didn't get worse. I think that's the greatest lesson learned today on the Bookmap live stream. All right. All right, everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. I have to pick up my kids. I get 10 minutes to like rest my eyes now after I've been doing updates since like 7, 8 in the morning. Then I prepare for the live stream. And I couldn't work out today because my leg is beat. I pulled my hamstring 2 days ago at a public skate with my kids. Look at 183. We are in the money. It looks like we're going to go. And now you know we're likely going right to that 200 SMA. And it all started with the M pattern there. And then we broke the, you know, the rising wedge that breaks down. 68% of the time this was going to happen. All right. And now you're in a risk-free trade that we gave here on the channel. Stop loss and break even. You can't beat it. And was given live. I mean, who else does that after a 2-hour live stream? I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. And you ladies, guys and girls, everyone out there. Thank you to everyone on the live. 130 people still kicking it with me all the way to the end of the live. Thank you, Lifers. Another 100, baby. And there we go. Look, 166 now. Headed to the target. I just want to see it hit my target. Who's in the money right now? Who's getting paid right now? Who's getting paid right now? Feeling good about it. Who's getting paid right now and feeling good about it? Baby, let's go. Let's go. Thank you for the extra for the day, baby. Dude, I show up and help people make money constantly. I just love it. Like, I love what I do. I love what I do. Accuracy is key. Like, I called that short perfectly. Look at that. Oh, it's not that hard, is it? It's not that hard, is it? And look, I'm not in the trade, but I'd rather you make money in the trade. I don't need to be in every single trade. But look at that. Beautiful move. Gorgeous. Keep coming, baby. Keep coming. Come on down. We know where you're going. Like, we know where you're coming. Like, we have you locked in. Come on, sweetie. Right to my yellow line. We know you're coming to the 200 now. Once you're that close to the 200, like, you know you're coming now. Look at that. Oop. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yes. 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 That's how you get paid. Right? Don't be shy, baby. Come on. Hold my hand. Let me hold your hand, sweetheart. I mean, now, if you're greedy now, like, that would be a perfect place to take profit, right? I mean, look, they're trying to run it up again. All right, everyone. God bless you all. But that's how you trade the small time frames. You know, Bookmap a lot of times can come in better handy than today. I'm not saying it, you know, it gave us that bounce right there, that 30. It gave us a little bit of a buy zone bounce there. And it's got this lighter zone there at 39.850. But the M prevailed. The rising wedge broke to the downside. We lost 200 SMA on the 5. Remember, this all started because the 5-minute wasn't not able to hold the 200. Once we lost, again, if we had just opened up a short immediately right there with a stop on the other side, we were in the money. And that's basically what we did here. And then we moved the stop to break even. And that's trading the 200 SMA on the 5-minute time frame, everyone. Very simply, we just showed you how it works. This is beautiful. And, yeah. to my team, we should clip this out and we should have this in the trading group, because like this is an amazing, today was a clinic. Like this is a really good way to learn. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Join my trading group if you want more, if you want to ride with me, if you want to give back because you're just making so many gains, you want to throw me in $100 a month because you just feel good about it. A lot of people do that, you know. I'd love to see you in there. So everyone, thank you so much for an awesome day. Hope you made some gains trading that short to the downside. And I'll show you how to be profitable next week. Tuesdays, baby, Tuesdays. You got to love it. God bless.